Hello, I'm Alex from A.P.Ink. So today I'm just going to be working on just doodles, basically. Real quick before I started the stream, I was trying to find my circle templates. I rearranged my room, my office, so I can't find anything right now, which is always great. But I have this that's actually meant for clay. So I'm going to be kind of lazy and use this instead of drawing circles freehand. I've got some color swatch samples, references that I got off of Pinterest. It's the color swatches that come with like a reference photo that they got the colors from. I'm just gonna use the colors for the palette. So I'm really just gonna doodle for like an hour or so. This is Strathmore sketchbook paper that I ripped into quarters. Polymer clay template that I'm using for a circle template. This is actually the back of a sketchbook, the cardboard from it. I've got various alcohol markers off to the side that I might utilize here. So I've got Premier brand permanent markers. I've got these alcohol markers that I got from Five Below. I've also got these alcohol markers that I forgot I got from Five Below. I've got Prismacolor, but I'm not going to use those. I think I'm just going to stick to the alcohol markers. Well, those are alcohol markers too, but these ones specifically. I'm not sure really what markers I want to use. I'm just completely disorganized this morning, apologies. Sometimes that's just how it goes. I was going to start another animal study, but it's Tuesday and I don't want to shortchange a proper study, so I think I'm just going to doodle for the rest of the week. I'm just trying to decide if I want to use these markers or if I want to use the Premier markers. You know what? I haven't used these markers. I bought these from Five Below and then I forgot I had them. And they've actually been hanging out for a couple of years. So I should probably actually see if they still work. They should still work because I haven't used them. So I'm just gonna pull out all of them. Okay, so this should be all of them. And then I saved this. I'm not sure why, but this came in the packaging. But that was like the color range that the set came in. Five Below, so they were kind of on the cheap side because everything was $5 or less when I bought them. I think they've changed since then. And then just because I'm gonna put them in the rainbow selection that they came in. So these are dual tipped markers. There's a fine tip on this side. So it's kind of like a bullet nib. And then on this side, it says broad, so I'm guessing chisel tip. Yeah, so it's a chisel tip. So it does say the name, like a number and the name on the ends, just like it says on the strip there. Dual-ended art marker, ink, I-N-K, or I-N-C rather, as opposed to me, I-N-K. The barrel doesn't have a name on it. I don't know, I feel like doing just simple circles, just to start with. It's been, don't get me wrong, it was fun doing that landscape, but it's been a good week since I've drawn anything, and I've been getting kind of antsy. This is just gonna be me kind of going off on a rant. I was thinking this morning, as I was trying to decide what I wanted to do for the stream today, the number of people who seem to insist that you need like the finest tools out there to produce any kind of quality art. I think quality art supplies and quote unquote quality art is subjective. I don't think you need the finest top of the line art supplies to create the best art out there. I've created, and as far as I'm concerned, art is subjective. There are some people out there who seem to think that they are the best of the best. That's great. It's still subjective to the viewer. Like, I'm sure there are all kinds of people out there who will think that I am not the best. That's fine. You don't have to think I'm the best. I'm doing the best I can with the abilities that I have right now. I'm specifically talking about the people who say that you need Copic alcohol markers to create art. I don't agree with that. I've made, up until now, hundreds, if not thousands, of pieces using Sharpie and Bic markers. Again, it's up to the viewer as to whether or not those pieces are worth looking at. But in my opinion, $4 a marker for a Copic marker is a bit extreme. Are they the best marker in the world? I don't know. I can't afford that. And really, unless Copic, I'm not calling Copic out, I'm not calling any artist out there who says that Copic are the best, I'm not calling them out either. Unless Copic sends me Markers, I'm not probably gonna try them. I'm not asking Copic to send me any. I'm just saying my opinion. I can create art with Sharpie, Bic markers, these markers, these markers, these markers. Believe it or not, all of these are alcohol markers. Bic markers are alcohol. Sharpie markers are alcohol. These are alcohol. I think a lot of it is your overall ability with the supplies that you have. I don't think you have to break the bank, so to speak. I mean, there are some people I've seen who they'll diss Crayola art supplies, colored pencils, markers, paint. But if that's all you can afford and you've managed to work with them to produce what you would consider quality art, then that's what you have to deal with. That's what not necessarily deal with is the wrong word, because maybe you like those art supplies. I think that's great. I'm just rambling, really. I don't know. I just got to thinking, there are artists out there who have done cheaper versus expensive, which those are interesting videos to watch. You get to see how they would stack up. But even for that, those videos are kind of subjective because you're basing the opinion off of the person making the video and their ability to use those materials. Just trying to make sure that I'm grabbing the right side. My opinion, alcohol markers, Bic, Sharpie, those are in my wheelhouse because I've used them for so much, but it's kind of a toss-up. Sharpie has a wider range of color, but Bic markers actually have some kind of color indicator. Like they actually write the name of the color on the barrel, which I can't tell you how many times I've put a Sharpie down to pick another one up thinking it's the same color and it's not. Sharpie you can actually buy open source, so you can actually go and there's a display like at Michael's, because I don't think, in my opinion, between Michael's and Joann, they're both good stores. My opinion, Joann leans, at least the Joann I have access to is more of a craft store, where Michael's is more of an art store. Joann, you can go and get fabric and yarn. Michael's, you can get more like markers, colored pencils, that kind of thing. I mean, you can, again, this is just based on the stores that I have access to. But you can go and get open source or open stock Sharpies, and you have to buy Bic in a set, which if you're using one color more than the rest, that means once that color is done, you either have to wait until you finish the set or go out and buy another set just from one color. That would just be for Bic, not Sharpie, because Sharpie you can buy open stock, which that would mean loose. You can go and there's a display and they're all just kind of like in the wall like this. This is fun, but I need to find something to actually draw. I want to draw something. I'm just not sure what. I don't think this is going to stand out against the purple. That was really sloppy. I want to say I've had these markers for a couple of years now. I think before things became the way they are. I'm not trying to get myself in trouble, so I'm not going to say what. Just want to see how they handle only because the Premier alcohol markers, they react weird to white gel pens. But I don't see any discoloration. This set also doesn't have a black, which is fine. Don't necessarily need a black. Apologies. Didn't mean to hit the camera arm. Just listing this so that I know what it is when I put it back in my sketchbook. Ink dual-ended art marker. And then I think it conforms to AS. I don't know what that means. Okay, so what to draw? Okay, so I've got baby blue. Just not sure what color I want to start with. If I want to go baby blue or if I want to go vivid pink. That's one thing that I've been playing with that I haven't had much luck with. Actually drawing a proper looking galaxy. There are some people that I've seen on YouTube. I want to say Mariah Elizabeth, if you've heard of her, which I think a lot of people have. She can just whip those out, nothing. Mine never come out looking good. So that was Carmine. This is vivid pink again. This is deep violet. This is baby blue. And actually for that, Galaxies, Graveyard Loon, he just did a video about, I think, things to draw when you're bored or something. The Galaxy he did came out pretty nice. Deep violet again. Make sure I'm opening the right side. Wait. Persian blue. Deep violet. These are pretty juicy, I guess. Persian blue again. White gel pen. I don't want the supposed stars to be too uniform, which so far they kind of are. So I'm just kind of sporadically putting in bigger ones, and I'll come back in and fill in with the smaller ones. Kind of beating a dead horse, I think. But when I was going to college, I went to college for game development. Some of the friends I made were in graphic design. Some of them, I don't know, had an opinion just on pencils. That you could only draw if you had top of the line pencils. I think you can either draw or you can't. Doesn't matter what you're using for a pencil. I mean, I've got these pencils. Kashmiri, maybe? I don't know. I'm sure I completely butchered that. Kasimir. Professional drawing pencils. These were gifted to me. I've got other professional artist pencils that were also gifted to me prior, aside from supposed artist professional drawing pencils. I've got all kinds of like the yellow, what was it, 2B or 2H art or school grade yellow pencils that I can draw with. It goes back to you can either draw or you can't. It doesn't matter what you're using. You can either use markers or you can't. It doesn't matter the supposed quality or how much they cost.